Okay, everybody, I am live here doing a live stream of the Steve Varley show. And the reason I'm doing that today is I am excited to talk to you guys, take any of your questions about literally anything. You talk about me, you can talk about movies, you can talk about TV, and I will answer in the chat here. And I am trying to get Instagram followers from here because it will really, really help me in the long run for my channel to have more opportunities to do more fun and exciting things for this channel. So I've stressed this in my latest videos, but please, the big goal today is if you're here, you're watching, you want to ask any questions, that's big. And the other big goal is follow me on Instagram at Steve Varley Show. Please, I'm doing fun memes over there. I'm going to do all my clips from my interviews, adding movie reviews constantly so you get more stuff that you wouldn't see here on the Instagram. So please follow the Instagram at Steve Varley Show. So I'm here, not in costume, but you can ask anything you want to ask, and I am here to answer. And I am here to talk about anything you want. And like I said, the goal, follow at Steve Varley Show on Instagram. I know it's annoying, but this is one of those things I kind of got to do to just help me get some more doors opening, to get more opportunities for stuff to do on the channel. That'll be really, really exciting. And speaking of that, I also want to mention, I can't say anything, but watch Netflix to Doom this Saturday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. East. The live stream is going to be on Netflix. Just watch it. That's all I'm going to say. I can't say anything else, but watch it. But yeah, I know it's a Wednesday. Right now, my time, it's 3:23, so it's a weird time for me to be doing a live stream, but I can talk about things, the news that's come out in TV and movies. So I'll start with the Harry Potter image that came out yesterday of the new Hermione, Ron, and Harry. I really dug it. I'm really excited to see how that's going to pan out with that HBO show. I think they've already announced most of the cast now, so it's kind of wild. They're going to do a show of Harry Potter. I mean, that's a big thing, and it's crazy because the movies were so good. But I actually think I actually just read all the books first time as an adult, like 2 years ago, and I was like, this would be a really good show. So I get why they're doing it, but I think they can put so much more into it that was missed in the movies. And with those three, I think they nailed it with the casting for Harry, Ron, Hermione. So that got me really excited. So I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on that in general too. Let me just put the live chat here so I can put it there. Yeah. So again, oh, here we go. I hope you're saying your name right. So Nisi Smith asked, can we talk about, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Handmaid's Tale finale or Handmaid's Tale episode 9, but I'm saying here, spoiler alert. So if you haven't seen it, leave. But if you have, Nick's death in Handmaid's Tale. Sure. So Nisi, what did you want to say about Nick's death in the Handmaid's Tale of blowing up in a plane? I know that you've heard my opinion, everybody, on the Nick thing with the Handmaid's Tale and how it's, a little crazy what they did with the character. And there's a lot of crazy things they kind of did. See, Nisi can't get over it, but do you like it, Nisi, or you not like it? Or what did it make you feel? Did you feel it impacted you in a certain way? I'd love to hear that. But, I feel like the show had to find big moments at the end there. And I think there were some that landed and some that didn't. But I liked the finale a lot. I wasn't as crazy about episode before the finale as some other people. But I think, what can you say? It's really tough. Like I mentioned with the writer strike and having COVID happen with the show, it really hurt it. Those final two seasons, it just wasn't the same quality anymore, unfortunately. But I think that it's crazy. Someone had linked in one of the comments on one of my reviews of The Handmaid's Tale how the actor Max Minghella of Nick was saying in interviews that he was confused by his character this season. So that says a lot. Mandy Joe's jumping in. I can't get over Nick's death either. Felt like it was unnecessary. Maybe the death was unnecessary, but I think more unnecessary was just how they kind of painted him this season. I think what's tough is when people debate it, there's this part of it where everyone's going to the shipping where it's like Luke and June and uh, June and Nick, but it has nothing to do with that with me. I could really care less. It's more of just how they're writing these characters. And if you watch, because before I jumped into reviewing this season, I watched all the seasons again. And I was like, no way is this the same character. That's the problem. That's just the problem in the day. It's not a choice of like me wanting it to go a certain way or not. It's just feeling like it's a different character. Characters can change, characters can grow, but it was like, what the hell? Like it was like completely different. So people were like yelling at you, like, you just have a crush on Nick, or it's like, that's not for me the reason. It has nothing to do with it. And it's just this is the character in the show. They decided to like just completely flip because it's just not how it was written originally with him. And you could say, well, you didn't see it, or it was always going that way, but it really wasn't. Like I really feel like people who say that did not recently watch the older seasons because it's just completely different. And then Mandy Jo says it kind of took away from Lawrence's sacrifice. Yeah, and God, I'm not a big Lawrence fan, and I know he's a popular character. I'm still in belief that he should have been out after he saved the kids. I think they were hanging on to characters they didn't need to anymore, and I really keep thinking like if this show stayed in Gilead and explored through Gilead and June fighting from within Gilead, it probably would have been a more epic ending than doing it from Canada. Because are these scenes in Canada memorable? Are we going to remember Rita, Luke, Moira, and June in the kitchen in Canada? Like, no. That's not prime TV. What you're going to remember from The Handmaid's Tale is those early seasons in Gilead. So I think they really hurt themselves leaving in that world they already built, and it was built by the book. And it just took away maybe why it felt more flat at the end here, because it was always just like going back and forth. And yeah, I mean, it became so reliant on Tulelo too and Lawrence, and you wanted to see more of that like catharsis you had even in the earlier seasons when Moira got out and Emily being a badass and Janine being a badass. Like you want that. When the show leans into that, it works the best. I think that's why, because Janine's been on so long and had a lot of screen time, her scenes consistently worked out really well, really some of the best parts of the show, almost to the point where I feel like the second half of the show, Janine had a better story than June, because June was stuck in Canada. Carl Shoemaker. Hello, Shoemaker. Lawrence's sacrifice was incredible. Carl says he wasn't going to survive too much longer anyway, so to go out doing the right thing was great, even though it wasn't his idea to go out that way. Yeah, no, that's a fair argument. It was a really huge sacrifice. Oh, and there's Rachel. Hello, Rachel. Uh, Rachel is the best, and she says this show did Moira so dirty. It definitely did Moira dirty in that finale. I had mentioned on the review that she got, I think, one line. That was weird. I don't know if something was cut, but it felt like something was cut, because it just doesn't make sense. They kind of hit everyone's boxes, but Moira was kind of left off. And, Moira was already affected she became the babysitter. That was like, again, the problem of going to Canada is you just didn't put these characters in great, exciting spots anymore. Yeah, Mandy Jo, season 1 and 2 are absolutely amazing, 100%. And even when I was rewatching, even 3 and 4, it still had like those episodes you'd be like, whoa, okay, or wow, like you still felt that quality of the show. Okay, here we go. Corey Poppins. Did you like the rehearsal or the curse better? So switching it up for a sec with Nathan Fielder, who was amazing. I like the rehearsal season 1 less than the curse, but I like rehearsal season 2 more than the curse by far, because the rehearsal season 2 was incredible. I still think the first half of the rehearsal season 2 is better than the second half, but really good. If you guys haven't checked out Nathan Fielder, you need to watch this, man. He's like literally still somehow flying under the radar. This guy is like Mount Rushmore of comedy right now. And I think because he's so niche and he's such intelligent humor, I think it goes over a lot of people's heads and it's out there, but he's incredible. And you should be watching those shows he makes, starting with Nathan For You. It still holds up. Your Rehearsal, The Curse, it's all good stuff. Doey Love says, for the finale, you were in a yellow wig and green top. Who are you trying to represent? Was that supposed to be June? Yes. And unfortunately, when I do these costumes, that was supposed to be June at the end, in the final scene. That when you get a wig on Amazon or you get a coat on Amazon. Sometimes in certain pictures I see before the episode comes out, the color looks different because of the shading of what actually comes out and is edited in the show. So it could look teal in one shot, it could look green in a picture, and she might have actually been wearing an emerald green jacket like I was before they put the filter over it. But that's what I'm going off of. And with the hair color, these you can get with the Amazon wig. It's tricky. You're not going to get the perfect blonde costume. Corey Poppins, the finale of the rehearsal. She's talking about you like the first half better. I did, because the first half, I thought those first 3 episodes were 10 out of 10. I thought the finale was impressive of the rehearsal, but it became a little different. Like it was like more of like an amazing stunt to watch. But I felt like the actual what was going on in the show, those first 3 episodes, especially episode 3, which I'll never forget, was just incredible. Okay, Tina May, 1989 says, June stole 2 huge moments. They should have been Janine's offing her commander and thanking Aunt Lydia. You know what? I've heard that argument about offering her commander, and I see it and I don't see it, because they had to give June some moments here because she's the main character. But you're right, because Janine and that commander, that's where the real tension lied. But I do like the point you're making about thanking Aunt Lydia. I didn't even hear that yet or think of that. So that is a good point, that maybe Janine should have thanked Aunt Lydia at the end. But I don't think they wanted to do that because she was in too much of a moment already where her head was out of getting Charlotte back. And yeah, that was something that was rushed, right? Where like, how did Naomi just give away Charlotte, and it was quick. I think they just ran out of time on that one. But like I said in my review, I wish they had Janine do a story from the top and this season of getting Charlotte back and just go with it and let her have her big moment. I think that's what the show is missing too. Like they did better writing in the beginning of like letting characters have their journey and struggles with everything, not kind of revolving so much around June, or like I say, these characters like Lawrence and Talillo getting everybody out of every situation. It's just not as exciting. I think I never felt that moment where I'm like, yeah, Talillo, or, when they're all dancing and cheering on Talillo in the kitchen. I think it was in season 5. I was like, I don't care. I really don't. And just to take a break in the action here for a second, please follow me on Instagram at Steve Varley Show. You can go on your phone right now. That is the big goal today. It will help me do more exciting things on this channel. So Instagram at Steve Varley Show. I'm doing fun memes now, and you can see my interview clips, and I'm doing movie reviews on there too. You get stuff you wouldn't see here. So please follow there. Anna DB says, Mandy Joe says, I thought they were plugging the Testaments with that green coat. Yes, I think they are. I totally see that. Some people were saying it was Wives Teal and it was like a Wives reference. No, I totally saw that as, because she was wearing the blue under, I saw that as like, this is Testaments vibes for sure. Look at the cover of the Testaments, those 2 colors she was wearing, clearly. Anna DB says, will you save your rewatch? I like your picture, Anna. I can't see what animal it is. It's so tiny, but she's got a bonnet on. Will you save your live rewatch later? Yes, you can watch this later. Don't worry. Hey, T-Bean7. I started a series rewatch last week. It's so awesome to watch the beginning again. Yeah, it really is. Sherry, how you doing? Great to see you. T-Bean-C book cover exactly, talking about the Testaments colors. Anna DB's confirming her picture is a cat with a bonnet on it. Awesome. Corey Poppin says, I heard White Lotus season 3 isn't worth watching. I really enjoyed season 1 and 2. Should I bother? Yes, you should bother. I think White Lotus season 3, yes, is the slowest, but it is just as good, I think, which is not a popular opinion. I think it's a hair better than season 1 because I think the theme hits better in season 3 altogether. But season 2 is still the best by miles for me. But season 3 is definitely worth it. And I think it requires some serious patience, but it's probably better on a binge than week to week, that show anyway. I think it will feel less slow. Elsie Gasson says, really thought someone was going to die on that last episode. Talking about Handmaid's Tale. Was wishing it wouldn't be June. Now I'm disappointed everybody survived. It's funny. I thought there was a chance they might kill June off in the finale because the Testaments is a time jump and you have, different main characters. The Testaments is weird in general when you think about it, because it's weird that June exists still. It is so you're in the same world, but and your hero's still out there somewhere. It's kind of like when you watch a Marvel show in New York and Spider-Man's somewhere, but you don't see Spider-Man dealing with it. So it's like, okay, we're in Gilead, but June's out there somewhere, but we're not going to be with June. So I think it's going to be a weird adjustment to people, because like when you kill them off, you put it to rest, right? Like that's it. And then it's weird also because June's still looking for Hannah. So in the back of your head, you're like, I wonder how that's going, you know? It's weird. Testaments is weird. I've read the book. Everyone keeps asking me if I read the book. And yeah, I just didn't want to spoil any of the book in my Handmaid's reviews for people who haven't read it. But I read it like when it first came out. So I don't remember anything. I remember liking it. I remember not loving it, which I think is kind of the consensus of the book, because it does feel a little fan fiction-y for Atwood's writing, because to me, The Handmaid's first book is incredible. And I think when she wrote the Testaments, it was like too aware of the TV show. So I don't know. I have hope for the Testaments. I think it's going to lean on the two leads of Hannah and Nicole actresses big time. I don't know how much more invested I am in Aunt Lydia's story at this point, which I think is an issue. But maybe people are excited to see Aunt Lydia's story, and see her do her full redemption arc now. But I don't know. I feel like that's actually what I'm least interested in coming into the show. But it is weird that June is still out there somewhere, but she's not really like a part of it, the Testaments. So I don't know. Oh, so Sherry's asking, do we know if June and Serena are in the Testaments? Do we know, like, the show, if they're going to be in the show? I don't know. And they could pull a quick one and put Serena in. I could see that. I could see them adding somebody. Janine, Serena. Depends, it all depends on contracts too. And I want to mention that too, man. It hurt the show so much with Emily leaving. Like, because she's such a big, important character. So I hadn't seen that in a long time, like someone leaving a show that was like such a big character. That's tough. Just thinking about that. Okay, her real review says, so many people miss that June was able to see older Hannah in the Waterford home. It's not much, but gave me peace until the Testaments. I like that. No. That was a great moment with Hannah. I really like that. And I still will say, like, I know a lot of people are looking now, like, this finale has a low score on IMDb. Like, and the Reddit's not happy about it, right? I love that final scene, though. I really do. If I take, let's just push everything else to the side for a second, and, wanting expectations for something to be resolved or not liking decisions they made and where they went. I really love that final scene, though, taking all that out. Like, I think it really, really hit for me. I'm curious if you guys like that final scene as much as I did. Let's see. I don't want to miss these comments here. Who did I not get to yet? Okay. There's Leora. Do we know why she left Emily? So, I saw people commenting that she left for like personal reasons. And then she did an interview recently. I think it was with Hollywood Reporter after the finale. I don't think she's ever actually said, though, why she left, but I think we can just put it towards it was her decision, right? Like, she said that. So it took the team by surprise and they had to work with it. And it was personal reasons, but it's tough. That's tough. That's like, being the Bulls and you're in the 97 championship and Scottie Pippen leaves, that's hard. That's hard, but I hope everything worked out with her and she's okay, the actress, because that's more important. But yeah, that's tough. Okay. Mandy Joe says, she's talking about Bruce Miller, showrunner of Handmaid's Tale, creator. A flashback from the pilot that they use in the finale. I didn't see it. Why do you think they scrapped it? I feel like he's talking about then when we saw June again from the pilot at the end, sitting on the ledge. Maybe it's just that. T-Bean loved the final scene. Mandy Jo loved the final scene. Rachel, thank you. She said never said why. That's what I'm thinking too about Emily's actress, because people told me she has said why, but I think she's only literally said it's a personal thing. Like, there's no explanation, and people are giving an explanation, but I don't think she ever officially said that. Oh, an aquarium scene, her real reviews talking about as a flashback. And it's interesting. I feel like they use that aquarium scene like once or twice every season. I think we already even saw it in this season again. And then, yeah, thank you, Rachel. Nope, there's rumors only. I got Rachel on the sideline reporting for me now. This is good. Um, okay, Anna DB says, I agree for Emily. I feel like the plan could have been for June to go work Mayday with Emily and leave Nicole to Moira and Luke and Nick maybe being underground, but then season 5 was a total opposite. Well, this again just goes to my point. Like, can you imagine if they just didn't have June get into Canada and they just spread out the Mayday underground and she's maybe in a different area from Gilead? It didn't have to be she was always with the Waterfords. And it's so tough because like this happens with every show and every movie is you want to give people a big moment and like relief or like a win, right? And this show, remember, there was big complaints even happening in season 4. It was like, oh, this is torture porn, or we're not getting any relief. It's too much. Like, when are we going to get a win for June, right? And then it was like the show went the other way. It was giving too many wins, which takes away from some of the conflict and drama and intensity. And it's like with a show compared to a movie, you have to like constantly like do the thing with the cat theory where like you put the ball right here and the cat's so close, but to keep it interested, don't let him fully get the ball, right? But I feel like them having June get to Canada, them having June kill, Fred is getting the ball, right? So then what's the only ball that's left is that we really emotionally are invested and care about is her getting Hannah. But then the Testaments blocks that catharsis we could have had at the end of this show. And that's a problem with sequels, right? That can happen. But it's also, I think that like if they didn't killing Fred was a big moment for that season. But then you're like, well, now what? Every time you kill a villain, it also kind of sucks, right? Because then you're like, well, we lost this antagonist. We like imagine if they waited for Fred to finally have his undoing now. Like, then I think a lot of people like the finale even more. And then you can't have a Serena and Lydia Thinkers are already in this redemption arc. So that's why I think part of the reason they painted Nick really villainous is to have something sort of like a villain besides Wharton that they were trying to rush and develop in one season as the villain, which is tough because you can't just have it as a global, like it's Gilead, like that's there, but that's never going to hit as hard as like a specific person in a show. And I don't know. I just feel like with this show, you just got too many wins. It's like I always say, like I was listening to some of screenwriting podcasts I listened to where they were just like, no matter who you talked about The Office, like the best Office is when Jim is chasing after Pam. But once they get together, it's not as good. You gave the win. You don't want to do it too early. Some people argue, like, and I agree with this, that like maybe The Office would have been better. I'm about to get arrested, by the way. Maybe The Office would have been better if Jim got Pam at the end, like just keep it going, because then what happens is these shows, they get together, then they do the divorce story and they have a baby story, just not as interesting. You always want the chase, right? So it's like, imagine you just had June trying to get out of Gilead through different ways with little wins and then the big wins coming in the finale. I'm ranting here, but that's, I guess, why we're here. Okay, let's get to some questions and let's see if anyone I haven't talked to yet. Amethyst Eyes, is she an eye, I wonder? Does anyone know if Rose and her baby survived? I see a lot of people asking about the Rose thing, but you know what? I could care less about that one. I'll give the show that one as like a forgetting thing. I'm more interested in where the hell Esther is. Maybe there's an Esther spinoff cooking. What the hell happened to that? I mean, not even a mention in the writing. Like if you can't get the actress on, we had a long time to mention what the hell was up with Esther. And I still, they're so strapped with the Emily thing, but it's crazy that they had it written that she was going after Aunt Lydia. And then like they don't address it in the finale when she's back. Like imagine if she was like, oh yeah, Lydia's with us now. Like Emily would have thrown June into the water at that bridge. Valicina Love. Do you think that they should have kept it more consistent concerning the writing and directing? Yes, of course. Because, it doesn't matter if you have these powerhouse actors and even like really good directors. Like there's a great quote from Robert Downey Jr. in a Howard Stern interview. And I love saying this quote because it's so true. But he says that everybody can act, some people can direct, and nobody can write. And that's why when you have a good writer on a show, it's like the most valuable thing. And same with movies. And anytime I look up a movie coming out or a show, I'm first looking at who's writing it. And if it's a good writer, you're already in good spot. And if it's a bad writer, oh boy, I don't care if Tom Cruise is in the cast, Viola Davis, if it's a bad writer, there's only so much you can do there. That's like your ceiling. So then you notice, all these writers we saw from the early seasons left for the Testaments. So this is the problem that happened with Game of Thrones, where the showrunners, their heads were all on Star Wars. Like they were supposed to do a Star Wars movie. And it's like they lost focus on Game of Thrones and finishing the most popular show of all time and making it amazing and go out strong. Their heads were somewhere else. I don't know if this happens at, writers get bored of one story. They do so long in shows. They want to go to something else. That can happen, I think, naturally. And they change jobs. So you lose the vision, right? And then they don't do it as much and the show goes down. I think I'm just so frustrated this is happening with so many shows right now, is that the final seasons lose their writers, whether it's going to be for the prequel coming out or the sequel after, so they can get job security on the next job, and they leave the ship that's leaving, but they don't make sure that ship lands amazingly. It's like it's always tainted, and I wish that would stop. And unfortunately, Handmaid's Tale is guilty of that too. That all of a sudden you're like, wait, whoa, the staff writer's writing an episode? Like, whoa, what is this? And then, oh, wow, that wasn't a great episode, even though we have our same cast, and maybe still a good director, but it doesn't matter. The writing's got to hit. And, yeah, at the end of the day, if people go, like I'm saying, season 5 and 6, I think most people agree is a drop in quality. Well, look, it's new writers, most of them, not all new writers, and you still get some with Bruce Miller and Yaling Chang, some of the better writers, but they're not writing all the episodes anymore. It's changed. So there you go. Let's see. What other questions we got? Okay, JC Woods clarify. See, she's even pointing out something I don't even remember in my interview. She's like, in your interview with Bruce Miller, he had said there was a flashback with June and Luke from the pilot that would be in the finale. Huh. I don't remember if it was in the finale. So if someone can clarify, but that's interesting. Let's see. Melanie Veach says, Nick fans didn't get a win. Fan service in 6-3 and all went downhill. Rachel, you said BBC Office is the best office. Rachel, I'm kicking you out of the chat in 5 seconds unless you delete that comment. Yeah, Rachel says also it's the J.J. Abrams move. Creators never finish what they started. They just move on to the next thing, which is so frustrating too. But at least he left it with Damon Lindelof, which is like a rare win, right? I never did watch Game of Thrones. Is it worth it? Where should I stop? That's amazingly hard. You've never seen Game of Thrones. I'll tell you, it's still totally worth it. Even though the last season's not great, it doesn't take away from how good those first seasons were. And that's what I'll say about Handmaid's Tale too. Like, I'm not one of those. I get it. Some people hate, like, they hear ending's not great. It's something they don't bother. But when it comes to shows, it's different with movies. If I hear a movie's not great ending, I won't bother. But shows, I'll bother if it's worth it, because, like, I don't regret the amazing time I had with Game of Thrones. I don't regret the amazing time I had with the early season of Handmaid's Tale. I'd still want to relive that and rewatch it. And then just, no, okay. Expectations drop as you get further down the line, but I would say, yes, watch Game of Thrones. Like, some of the best TV you'll ever see. Let's see. Now, here's my other chance to plug again, because we're about 30 minutes into this. We're going to hit a bunch of followers on Instagram today. So I'm here. I really, really need Instagram followers for @SteveVarley Follow me on Instagram. Review clips. You get so much more of my voice if you like my voice and stuff I have to say about things going on there that you can't get here. Please follow me there, because it will help me with so many more opportunities for stuff I can do in this channel. So yes, please follow @SteveVarley. It's on Instagram. Open your phone. You could do it. Please, please, please look at, like, we're going to hit it. If I have 33,000 YouTube subscribers, right? Or 33.5 or something like that. I only got like 3,000 on Instagram. So, I'm going to stay on this stream till we hit 30. That's what I'm going to do. So I may not eat today, but here we go. Thank you, Mandy Joe. Thank you, Her Real Review. They just followed me on Instagram. Wow. If I had a giveaway, I'd give it to you right now. Thank you, Anna DB. Followed on Insta too. I love you guys. You're the best. Okay. Valentina Love says, I've never seen Breaking Bad. Valentine Love, you also have 5 minutes to delete a comment, or I'm going to throw you out of the chat. No. Oh, and Rachel's going to put me in a timeout. I knew it. Okay, watch Breaking Bad, and Breaking Bad is a great ending. No comment. Watch Breaking Bad. You just, oh my god! And if you like Breaking Bad, watch Better Call Saul after. It's a great prequel series. It's slower. It's not as good as Breaking Bad, but the ending is phenomenal. That's one of those shows where I think the ending makes it even better. The ending of Better Call Saul is so good. I think people forget that. Like, what a freaking ending that show had. Let's see. Hey, Bernie Bay. If I'm saying that right. Yes, Breaking Bad. Oh, Amity Eyes, who might be at I, followed. Thank you. Nancy Smith followed. Woo! Thank you. Thank you. T Bean 7 followed. Yes. Valcina Love followed. All right. So this does work. These people who tell you how to get Instagram followers, maybe they're right. Just got to sit here at this camera and just keep talking. Okay. So let's see. Any other questions you guys got for me? You can do Handmaid's Tale. We can do movies I've seen. And you guys watch Last of Us. Let me hear your Last of Us thoughts. So I watched Last of Us. I reviewed Last of Us season 1. I played both games before the shows came out. Love the games, but I like the second game way better than the first game. I think the first game's overrated. Call me crazy, but I was so about the first season of Last of Us. I actually like this season a little more, even though a lot of people don't like it as much. I think it's kind of wild, though. The finale had really low numbers. I don't know if you saw this reported today, but the finale actually dropped numbers from last season's finale and this season's premiere, which is not a good sign because with HBO shows, you want it picking up. There is a caveat, though, that it is Memorial Day weekend, which tourist people watch stuff less, but that's really bad, right? So that's like, oh, okay, like this isn't just people saying they don't like season 2 that much. Like, no, this is losing viewers, somewhat at least. But I thought each episode was solid this season, where there was some last season I was kind of like, oh my God, let's go. But I think what stuck with me this season of Last of Us, no spoilers, it's not really a spoiler anyway, but there's a Pedro Pascal porch scene, and his acting was wow. Like, he's always been great, but that was the best acting I've seen him do to date. And that was like a great freaking episode, the penultimate episode. So yeah, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on The Last of Us. So, okay, here we go. Macy Smith says Last of Us finale is whack. Are you talking about this season? And I'm guessing you are. Bernie B, Last of Us 2 thumbs down. Both seasons? Rachel, disappointed Last of Us finale. Excited about Murderbot. Rachel, what did you think of the whole season? Murderbot, I watched the first 2 episodes and I just was like, I don't know if this is my cup of tea. If you've tried Murderbot, let me know. Oh, thank you, Leora, following on Instagram. Yay. Do what Leora did. Follow on Instagram, please. Okay. Her real review says, I hate the narrative structure of 2, and talking about Last of Us, and they should have saved Joel's episode for the penultimate in the flashback for episode 5. Okay, so that's a really good point. One of the weird things about the Last of Us show is where they pace everything and where they place reveals, right? Because I feel like there's like too much of them trying to be different from the game sometimes, where it's like, just stick with the game, because the game has a great story, especially the second game. I love the second game and how they do it. So powerful. And if you like the show, play the second game. Even if you're not into video games, it's more for the story. But they do weirdly pace things. Like, I almost wish they didn't do a full flashback episode in Last of Us season 2. Like, I actually wish they just went with the original, like, thing most people do is like sprinkle it in during the season. And the pacing just feels weird with this season. That I agree with. I think the show's always had that issue, and it like goes somewhere, then it slows it down completely. Goes somewhere, then goes to a side character, slows it down completely. And I'm gonna say it. I like Bella Ramsey as Ellie. I don't love it, and I feel like every time I see Caitlin Dever as Abby, I'm like, I wish she was Ellie. I think that hurts it too. I mean, it's losing people, and the show is going to be on Bella Ramsey's shoulders now. So it's part writing, part her. Can she do it? I don't think she's proven that yet. And with the losing fans, I don't know. But I'm more excited for the Abby part of the story now. So that got me pumped for season 3. But don't call me a hater. Okay. Have I watched Mobland? Bernie Bay says. That's Tom Hardy, Paramount Plus. I have not, but I've only heard good things. Do you like it? Hey, Sandra Martinez, catching her first live with me. Awesome to be here. I haven't done one in a while. It kills my voice, but it's worth it because I get to talk to you guys live because I wish I could respond to all your guys' comments live. So here's a chance to do it, right? Sally the Slug followed me. Oh boy. Sherry says, I thought I followed you. I think you did, but didn't. I was wrong. So now you did. I was right now. Oh, Rachel's saying Last of Us turned into a live action Disney movie. Oh, she's going for it. Moon Kingdom. Hello, Moon Kingdom. Moon Kingdom is a fan of mine who I appreciate because they also like my X-Men stuff. I think that's the person. Thank you, Moon Kingdom. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. EPO1980. I always like your comments too. You are the best. Thank you. I'll give that a heart. Is that what I do? Rachel says, I think Bella is taking on unnecessary hits. She's being directed and didn't write the script. Okay, but this is my problem with Bella's acting, and this definitely could be the director's fault in writing. You're right, Rachel, is that when you play the game, you see how angry Ellie is. It's angry, and it's revenge-driven, and it's cold. And I felt like Bella's still playing a little lollygaggy, where it feels weird that Dina almost feels more angry than Ellie, and that's just the wrong choice. Whoever made that final choice is wrong. Okay. Sandra Martinez loved the Dexter prequel Original Sin, and I was reviewing that and I was really enjoying it too. What's crazy about Dexter, I cannot believe Dexter Resurrection is coming out in like a month. It's like, what? Where did that come from? Have they even released a trailer for that? But the cast is crazy too. But yeah, I guess people are still watching Dexter, right? I mean, I don't think Paramount's ever going to end with Dexter. What'd you guys think of Yellowjackets season 3? I haven't watched it yet, believe it or not. I was so turned off by season 2's finale that I stopped. But honestly, I would have reviewed it and watched it because that's like part of my demo, right? Like you guys watch Yellowjackets, and I couldn't because it was so competitive at that time. Like Severance, and another one came out. Oh, Handmaid's Tale. Yeah, and there was another show too. Just there was no room for me to fit in Yellowjackets. It was like all the big shows I wanted to cover were coming at once, and I had to axe one, and I axed Yellowjackets. What do you guys think of Yellowjackets season 3? I'd love to hear your thoughts because I trust your guys' thoughts. Anna says, will you review the Testaments? Of course. I was actually thinking of not reviewing it if the season kind of still went sour for me, but I think it left enough interest for me and belief in it. And I think the Ace team is working on the Testaments in the beginning. So I have no doubt the Testaments will be good. Like at least the first season, for sure. So I think it's definitely something I'm going to 100% review it. Like no doubt, it's going to be good. The first season at least. EPO 1980. Yellowjackets somehow went to a wrong direction. That's what I'm hearing, and I didn't hear good things about it from a lot of people I trust. I don't know what the hell Yellowjackets is like. Just a classic show of a season 1 and then amazing and then season 2 drop off. And it's tough because a lot of these times when you hear creators and writers talk about their vision for a show, they've had the vision for a season 1 for years. Like this is their baby. So then when it's a hit, they get pushed and rushed to get a season 2 out. So that's why it just might not hit that same level of a season 1. Sweet Carolina, I love your channel. Whatever we watch next, I'll come along for the ride. Thank you. I appreciate you. I am excited for you to come along for the ride. Rachel says Yellowjackets equals straight trash for season 3. That's what I'm hearing. So I guess I avoided a bullet there. And everyone, again, got to plug this, but please follow me on Instagram. That's the goal today. We're going to hit 30,000 and my beard will be down to my ankles by the time we hit 30,000 followers, but we're going to do it. I'm not leaving until we do it. So follow me on Instagram. Will help me so much. Please, at Steve Varley Show, you get more blurbs from me, movie reviews, memes, all that kind of stuff. Okay. Now this is great. So we got a super chat. Thank you so much. Ams the eyes. Please watch. Rachel, I'm going to ignore that comment you just said that you said you just followed me. Stop it now. It hurts. Amos Eyes, thank you so much for super chat. $2. I love it. She says, please watch Interview with the Vampire AMC. Rachel, the person who commented under you, is a huge fan of that show and always talks about it. So I'm amazed how many people are bringing that show up. How many people actually watch that show? I only hear good things, so I feel like it should be a super hit. It even has 3 likes, that comment. So maybe I'll check it out. I mean, what season is it on? Is a new season coming out soon? Is it over with Interview with the Vampire? And where do you watch it? Where do you watch Interview with the Vampire? I know it's on AMC, but where do you watch it? Do you actually watch cable? Do you open the AMC Plus app? You know, I won't rat you out if you pirate it. Okay, Ames Eye, season 3 is in production for Into the Vampire. All right, so it's still going. So yeah, I'll check it out. Okay, here we go. Dasher, you like my Donkey Kong shirt? Am I excited for Donkey Kong Bonanza? I am so excited for Donkey Kong Bonanza that I am waiting for the Nintendo Switch 2 to come out with the Donkey Kong bundle in the summer because that's when the game comes out, and then I'll get a Switch 2. I'm going to sell my Switch 1 and then run to the store and get a Donkey Kong Bonanza Switch 2. But I'm only going to be able to get a Donkey Kong Bonanza bundle if you guys follow me at Steve Varley Show. So don't disappoint me. Follow me at Steve Varley Show on Instagram so I can get that. Okay, we're making friends here with Rachel and Am's Eyes over Interview with the Vampire. And look at this. Another one. Interview with the Vampire is really great. This is revelation. Oh my God, everyone's loving it. Netflix. So it's on Netflix too, the old seasons? Is it really that good? Oh my God. Okay, Leora's going to hit me the hard-hitting question. Do you have thoughts on Elizabeth Moss being in Scientology and just having her first child now? It's such a dictotomy for me. Dictonomy. I'm going to have to dictionary that one. I'm going to have to dictionary dictonomy that one. What are my thoughts on Elizabeth Moss being in Scientology? So I actually just for the first time recently watched oh my God, the Scientology doc by Leah Remini. I watched the first season and then I kind of got the point and then I was like, all right, like I was done after that, but it was really good and eye-opening, right? So I think it's more of, you know, it's controversial. It's, you know, something that I hope people who are getting influenced by something that might not be good are able to get out. That is what I'll say. So from watching a documentary, like it showed a lot of stuff. Like I hope Elizabeth Moss has seen that and can acknowledge that. And I wonder what she thinks about it, but I don't know, you know, because like I'm not in these people's personal lives, so I can't really say, unfortunately. But I will say I hope people who are influenced by something that's not good get out of it. Okay. Mike Flanagan of Haunting of Hill House has called it one of the best shows on television. Is this, you're talking about Interview with the Vampire? Wow. Mike Flanagan. I trust him like more than anybody. Look at this. If I fell off Interview with the Vampire, but if Steve watches it, I'll watch it too. I can use this to negotiate with them. Okay. Elise says, I don't feel like we get great new shows anymore. Am I the only one? I'm with you. I don't think right now, I think the golden age of TV ended a little bit a while ago, like probably right before COVID, and I hope it comes back. But right now, a lot of stuff is just not doing it. I don't know why. And I think it's part of COVID and writer strike. I think just a lot of stuff got messed up. I think we're hitting a golden age. We're in a golden age of horror movies. I could say that. And I think movies are getting better. But TV's got to step it up. You know, there's too much content and little quality. And then, like, you'll have some great shows on Apple, but no one sees them because they don't market them. And then, like, did you guys know 9 Perfect Strangers Season 2 already started? Did you guys know that? I didn't know that till a couple days ago. And I reviewed the show. And do I watch it? Do I review it? Is anyone watching it? I don't know. Have anyone here watched any of the episodes of Nine Perfect Strangers season 2? Do you care at all? Um, let's see. Andor was great. Oh, here we go. That's what Rachel knew she was going to push my button saying that. She knew when she typed that in the chat she was going to push my button. I think Andor, I've only seen season 1, is the most overrated show I've ever seen. I'm going to say it right now. But I didn't see season 2, so I can't comment. But I'm going to watch it because I am a Star Wars geek like Rachel. So I am going to watch it. I want to be a completionist. If you guys know, I don't judge nerds. I am a nerd. I completionist Star Wars and Marvel. I will always have their back. Even when there's garbage coming out from them, I'll watch it. I have to watch it all. It's a universe. It's all connected. Penguin was great. That's why I reviewed it. I love it. Penguin was so good. Even if you don't like superhero stuff, you'll like Penguin. Really, really freaking good. Okay. Bernice says 9 Perfect. I'm on season 5. So Bernice is in the future. She's seen 5 seasons of 9 Perfect Strangers. You mean season 2? Haven't seen 9 Perfect Strangers yet. Oh, all right. Epo's a nerd too. Oh, sorry. Season 1, episode 5, 9 Perfect. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's not amazing. That's why I'm shocked it has a season 2. See, Moon Kingdom, Rachel Reed has good taste. Rachel should just take over the live stream. I'll give her controls. And we'll put like her picture up there. How was the Skeleton Crew? Okay, Skeleton Crew okay, maybe I'm not a completionist. I watched 5 episodes and then it lost me completely. So not great. Not great. Weird one. Wow, Interview the Vampires, 98 on Rotten Tomatoes. Holy moly. Okay, here we go. EPO 1980. I just watched Sirens, so you can watch my Sirens review for Netflix. Just came out. Millie Alcock, Megan Fahey, and Julianne Moore. What a cast. So I was like, I'm doing this. I'm covering this show. Pretty good. Not amazing. Pretty good. That's one that's really carried by its acting. But if it had great writers, it could be an amazing show. So we're talking about, right? Like the writing is always the base. It's always the base. It's always the heart of it. Any of you guys write, act, direct, produce, edit? Any of you guys do that? I'd love to hear that. I went to film school for a semester at SVA, so that was cool. Did some film schooling at a different college later. That was cool too. But then I realized I like reviewing and talking about it more than doing it. I had to come to self-realization because it's a lot of work. And I had a great teacher who told me, like, if you don't love it or what you're doing in that field, get out. And I was like, I don't love it. I'm getting out. And I found I loved doing interviews and reviews. So I think it's the key to survive in the entertainment industry if you're in it, is find what you really, really love and be real with yourself, There's your little tip for the day. Your little fortune cookie. I can just say Epo like Eponine. I always think of Eponine, great character, and Les Mis. What a play. Okay, Rachel loves Sirens. Rachel, where's my comment on my Sirens review? Did you watch my review? See, now you're in trouble. I love when you talk about your film school background, Stevie. That's funny. Yeah, I really love the you guys, because you guys are just great talk here. Great high IQ, high emotional intelligence in this chat. Everyone's getting along, right? No one's going at each other's throats. No one's yelling at me for not liking Andor, so that's good. Oh, look, see, exactly, it comes from Les Mis. Okay, so what is on? Here's the $1 million question for you guys. $1 million question is, what are you guys? This is where I'm scared. I'm scared because we just had so many shows come out, like Severance, Last of Us, Yellowjackets, Handmaid's Tale, and then I looked at the summer schedule for TV, and it's bad. Like, I don't see anything I really am excited about, and it's scary. Like, HBO has been killing it with the Sunday night shows, right? Like they're so good at getting a crowd, and like everyone, they went from Penguin to White Lotus, and it's like, oh man, and then Last of Us, just killing it. And then you look for HBO next Sunday, and the following Sunday, it's a mortician documentary. I was like, whoa, what would happen here? So I look at the schedule for all TV and streaming, and it's bad. So what am I missing? What are you guys excited for? We're talking pre-August. What are you excited for pre-August to watch? What would you want me to review? Not movies, because movies are going to kill it. I am so excited for the movie schedule. But TV, wow, bad. So I'd love to know what you guys are going to watch. Dexter, are you going to watch Nine Perfect Strangers season 2? You know, what is this summer hit show? Is there one lurking somewhere I'm missing? So yeah, what do you guys think? Love is Blind international shows. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Duster. I thought you said Dexter. So that's another weird one. So HBO always comes out with shows that are like Max. I want to talk about that too. Now you just reminded me. So Duster is with Josh Holloway, Sawyer from Lost, right? Didn't get good reviews. That's why it's probably on Max on Thursdays. So unfortunately, I don't think they believe in it. And that makes me not want to believe in it. But what's crazy, I want to talk about that with the Max shows, is then The Pit came out and it was like on Max and everyone loves it. It has, I think, an 8.9 IMDb, which is unheard of. So my sister, who I trust, just started watching it with my brother-in-law, and they can't stop raving about it. The Pit. So I am definitely going to watch The Pit. I can't wait for that. And that already came out. Maybe I just go back and review The Pit. Is it because it's so slow right now? Joe Bananas. So hopefully there is a surprise hit new show. That's what I'm waiting for. Okay, here we go. Sandra Martinez, nerd here. Have you seen the new Daredevil series? Of course. I had a love-hate relationship with it. I didn't think it was as good as the Netflix show, but there was a lot of good in it. It's just all over the place, but I did really like a lot of it. And I love the Punisher in it. Okay, here we go. Her real review. I'm going to cover Washington Black. I think it drops in July. I just read about that. That's Sterling K. Brown, so that should be good. He's on a roll, too, with Paradise on Hulu. That's another one, Paradise on Hulu. I did interviews for it. I didn't get to watch all of it, though. I got to go back and watch it. Oh, wow. Sherry, my heart will always be with the Walking Dead universe. Ipo loves The Pit. Oh, 92% on Rotten Tomatoes for Duster. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's a hit, even though I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes for the life of me. But I shouldn't say that. I trust Rotten Tomatoes. I was kidding. Let's see. Are you still watching The Walking Dead? Oh my God. I love doing interviews for The Walking Dead because I love the cast so much. I couldn't believe The Walking Dead Dead City was even out. It's crazy. Is it still out? Is it still going? Oh, see, Rachel, I'm going to watch The Pit now. I only hear good things. Like top notch. Okay. There's another thing I wanted to bring up. So what is... See, this is where my brain fry starts, especially when you have a light like you do on my head right now. This is the brain fart. Brain freeze. But remember, while my brain is frozen, follow me on Instagram. That is the mission today. At Steve Varley Show. You have your phone next to you. Just do it, please. You don't even have to go on ever again. Just do it today. Follow me. It will help me in so many ways. Please, please. There's gatekeepers here, and I need Instagram followers. And you guys are the key. Please help me. Okay. DK is raving about The Pit. Janet B is raving about The Pit. Sherry is raving about The Pit. I think it might just be that kind of level where, like, I had a really good time being late to Haunting of Hill House, and the reviews did well still, because I think it's just when something's so good, people are just gonna talk about it. Now, what I want to bring up is I am watching for the first time Buffy because my sister's the biggest fan of Buffy, and she's always told me to watch it. So I am halfway through season 3. I'm really digging season 3. Please don't spoil it for me. Please. But it's cool that they're announcing cast already. So it's like, oh man, this is happening. And Sarah Michelle Gellar giving seal of approval. Chloe Chow involved. I can't wait. So I'm going to tease it, but I'm going to hardcore cover this new season of Buffy. And I want to do interviews for it. I want to lean into it. And I'm going to debut my sister doing videos for me because she's the Buffy expert. So I hope you enjoy because she's a genius and she gets symbolism and all that stuff way better than I ever will. So I'm telling you, my Buffy videos, I'm going to put 180% into it, and I can't wait. And I know that people love Buffy, and I am learning Buffy now to the point where, like, I'm going to do the Buffy Angel Chris crossover when I get to that. Watch all that. And then going to read the canon comics that I think people don't like. I played the game. I've seen the musical episode. I played the board game. But my favorite character right now is Cordelia. I love Cordelia. But I think that's like, I'm very excited. I think Buffy's going to be huge when it comes back because it already still. What's crazy about a show like Buffy, it's like Lost and Breaking Bad, where like when you check the top 100 hot shows on IMDb, it's always there. So people are always watching those shows, those classic shows. They're playing. What about Charmed? I've never seen Charmed. Oh, thank you, Lake Tahoe Gem. Follow me on Instagram during my last episode of Handmaid's Tale. Thank you. Leora says the silent episode was the best. I hear great things. I remember I watched a movie that references that, or a show. They put it in it that it was inspired by that. Let's see. Oh, wow. Elise watched Buffy 3 months ago. Oh, and then here we go. Sally the Slugs bringing up the 4 seasons. Okay, that's another crazy thing. It's funny you bring up the 4 seasons. I'm waiting to watch that because I'm in a Tina Fey phase right now. I never, I've seen Mean Girls and stuff, but I never, watched her shows. And I love 30 Rock. It's the first time I'm watching 30 Rock. So I've actually been going Buffy, 30 Rock, Buffy, 30 Rock, at night. And I love Tina Fey's humor. I'm like, it's a match. I love her writing. So I'm trying to do, a whole Tina Fey binge and then eventually get into the 4 seasons because I think she's so funny. Because I've tried, other comedy classics and some hit with me and some don't. Didn't really I stopped Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Wasn't me. I was like, but then I was like, there was another one I tried too. I was like, but I was like, oh, okay. 30 Rock. I like this. I like the Tina Fey humor. What about, let's see. Yeah, Cordy is the best. Love Cordy. Janet B followed on Instagram. Thank you so much. Okay, Bernie has a good question. Steve, are there any podcasts that you listen to regularly? Yeah, there is. I used to listen to so many more when I lived in New York City. I listened to a bunch because I'd be walking and listen to podcasts all the time. Now, I should be listening to a lot too, driving in LA, but I don't drive as much. I work from home. When I go to events, I drive, but I work from home, so I'm mostly not listening to podcasts. But if I do, I listen to Tim Heidecker's Office Hours. I love it. I love Tim Heidecker's humor. So I need something to laugh, and I watch a lot of sports. I do a lot of stuff. I like a lot of things. So I watch Met games, and I watch Fever games for Caitlin Clark. I love Caitlin Clark, so right now I'd be watching the Fever game that's on. And I play video games. How do I fit this all in? I don't know. Maybe I don't have a life. But maybe it is a life, right? See? The Good Place is still my favorite comedy series of recent times. Leora, I only hear good things about that one too. My family's a big fan. Oh, here we go. Sherry, Hill House, best show ever. So good. Love Hill House. Yeah, here comes the Hill House praise. Keep it going. So Mike Flanagan's coming out with Life of Chuck this month. That movie. So I'm excited for that. It's not horror, but it's Mike Flanagan. And again, we're talking about writing, right? And writers. So if I see he's writing it, I'm going. I trust him. I'm a little disappointed that Ari Aster is his Eddington movie with Joaquin Phoenix and Pedro Pascal didn't get good reviews out of Cannes. I don't know what's going on with him. Just go back to horror fully. Like I think he's doing like that, like Andy Kaufman. Is Andy Kaufman? I don't even know if it's the right name, but that kind of stuff. It's like do your home runs. Like what I appreciate about Robert Eggers is he's sticking to horror and he's killing it. And it's Ari Aster's like the last two. He's like, I don't know if I want to do horror. No, do horror. You can't just give us Hereditary and Midsummer and then kind of fizzle away, man. Oh, wait a minute. See, Rachel says, you're a Cancer. Your life is perfect. See? See? Sign of the crab. Her real review. Are you going to cover Derry? Yes. I can't wait for Derry. I don't know why it took Warner Brothers so long to come out with anything related to it. Do you remember how big those It movies were? I was obsessed with them. Like, I love Pennywise. And I can't wait for the show. So I'm like, why is it taking so long? I don't know. Have you guys seen the new Fear Street? That took forever. Wasn't great. So much stuff came out on streaming this week. And there's another movie I'm not just saying this guy got an interview for, but Fountain of Youth with John Krasinski and Natalie Portman. I liked it a lot. Critics didn't like it. I liked it a lot. And I think you should watch it if you like Indiana Jones stuff. Oh, see you later, Ipo. Thanks for being such a support. Yeah, right. Oh, Rachel, you saw Fear Street. Not great, right? Oof. And again, it's just like, I wish, what's crazy about Fear Street is Lee Yannick was a fan of the show. I'm a fan of her. She directed all the first three. I just watched an interview with her recently, and I think she willingly tapped out of Fear Street. She was kind of like done with it. And you could see with the new Fear Street's a new director, new writer. So you're like, and then look what happens. Exactly. They should have kept with the original team. Blind Manor was good too. And so was Midnight Mass. And I loved my second favorite after Hill House was the newest one. God, what was the name of it? The newest Mike Flanagan Netflix show. And I don't remember the name of it. Someone's going to remember or Google it for me. But yeah, I'm going to see his movie. And I don't even know where we were going with this. But please, the goal of today, we've hit an hour, is just to get a fun time. That's always the first goal. But the second goal is to get me Instagram followers. So please follow me at Steve Varley Show on Instagram. It means so much. Please. Please. So Derry's coming out in the fall. I'm definitely going to cover that. 100%. I'm going to cover Wednesday. That's in August, part 1. Really big fan of Wednesday. Love Jenna Ortega. And if you watch the beginning of this video, I can't say anything, but what I can say is watch To Doom, Netflix To Doom, on Netflix, Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Just watch it. But I'm going to cover Wednesday. I'm going to do Fallout Season 2. Can't wait for that. What's really cool is I now live right near where they filmed like the set of New Vegas looking area in Fallout Season 2. It's right near the IHOP near me, so I'll pass it all the time. And I'm like, oh my God. That's one of the wild things about like being in Hollywood is seeing stuff like that. And it's like, there it is. There's Fallout. The Fall of Usher. Thank you. That was my second favorite. Miranda, all she can think about is The Handmaid's Tale. Yeah, and it's crazy with The Handmaid's Tale because it's like, it's over. That's what's even crazier. I haven't processed that. Like, that's it. That's the show's legacy. The Testaments is part of the story, but this is The Handmaid's Tale. The tale is over. Wow. And it also shows how quick time goes, Like, I still feel like it just started. No, I don't feel like that. But I kind of feel like Season 3 was yesterday. Did I read the Testaments? Yes. Okay, so I think my brain is fried now, so I can't give you my best, and that is when I don't want to do it anymore. But thank you, everyone who joined me for this hour. Let me know if you want me to do more of these. Again, follow me on Instagram, please. You guys are the best. Thank you all for who contributed in this chat. You did great. You were the real stars. And please follow me on Steve Varley Show, Instagram. That's the goal. Tell your friends, tell your grandmother, tell your grandpa, tell your live-in nurse, please. Thank you. Have a great post-Memorial Day week. And I will watch Interview with the Vampire. Good day.